There are moments in tennis when a player wins a match and changes her ranking. Then there are moments when a player becomes something much bigger than her ranking. Alex has reached that second stage. Before she even steps onto the biggest stage in New York, the 21-year-old from the Philippines is already at the center of one of the most fascinating stories surrounding the 2026 US Open. There is the money. There is the mixed doubles partnership. There is the packed crowd waiting for her. And there is the enormous Filipino support that has followed her across North America. Then there is Eric Butorac, the new US Open tournament director, walking into his first year in charge at a moment when Alex has become impossible to ignore. Butorac knows professional tennis from the inside. He spent years competing as a doubles player, reached the top 20, served as ATP Player Council president, and later moved into tennis administration. Now he is helping shape one of the biggest sporting events in the world. And the timing of his arrival could hardly be more dramatic. Because the player who once needed opportunities just to enter major tournaments is now walking into New York with direct entry, a WTA title, a deep Wimbledon run, a career high ranking, and a fan base capable of changing the atmosphere inside an entire stadium. But the biggest surprise is not the $140,000 guaranteed simply for making the US Open singles main draw. The biggest story is what happens around that singles campaign. Alex has been paired with Felix Auger-Aliassime for the revamped Mixed Doubles Championship. Suddenly, one of the most exciting rising stars in women's tennis is sharing the court with a player who has already experienced Grand Slam semifinals, Olympic competition, and the pressure of the biggest stages in men's tennis. That pairing alone would be a major storyline. But there is another layer. Felix already understands that when Alex walks onto a court, the crowd can become part of the match. And that is exactly what makes New York different. Flushing Meadows is not simply another tournament venue. It is noise, lights, cameras, packed stands, unpredictable momentum, and the unmistakable energy of New York. For most players, that environment creates pressure. For Alex, it may create an advantage. The question is whether she can turn that advantage into another historic run. And that question matters because Alex does not arrive in New York as the same player who appeared at the US Open a year ago. Her breakthrough has been built through one major result after another. Miami changed the perception. Wimbledon changed the belief. Washington changed the status. And the North American hardcourt swing has transformed the scale of her popularity. At Wimbledon, Alex produced one of the defining results of her career when she defeated defending champion Iga Swiatek. The victory sent her into the fourth round and made her the first Filipina to reach the second week of a Grand Slam singles tournament. That was not just a shocking upset. It was a statement about the level Alex could reach when the pressure was highest. Then came Washington. Alex captured her first WTA Tour level singles title after defeating a remarkable series of opponents. She beat Zhang Qinwen, Leylah Fernandez, Alina Svitolina, Naomi Osaka, and Jessica Pegula. Think about what that list means. Those were not unknown players waiting to be discovered. These were established stars, Grand Slam champions, finalists, and top-level competitors. Alex had to solve a different problem in every round. Against one opponent, she needed patience. Against another, she needed to absorb power. Against another, she had to defend and counterattack. And against the biggest names, she had to control the emotional weight of knowing that everyone expected the upset to be impossible. That is where her game has evolved. Alex is no longer simply trying to produce spectacular tennis for a few minutes. She is learning how to construct matches. She is learning when to accelerate and when to wait. She is learning how to survive momentum swings. And perhaps most importantly, she is learning how to win when the match refuses to follow the script. That is what separates a promising player from a dangerous one. The financial numbers tell another part of the story. The 2026 US Open has announced record player compensation, with the total reaching $108 million. The singles champions will each receive $5.5 million. But for Alex, the first number that matters is $140,000. That is the guaranteed singles first-round prize for every player who reaches the main draw. Alex has already secured that money before playing a singles point in New York. Reach the second round, and the payout rises to $190,000. Reach the third round, and it becomes $290,000. Reach the fourth round, and it jumps to $480,000. then the numbers become even larger. A quarterfinal appearance is worth $780,000. A semifinal run is worth $1.45 million. The runner-up receives $2.8 million, and the champion receives $5.5 million. But the money itself is not the most important part. The money is evidence. Evidence of how far Alex has traveled. Not long ago, the conversation was about whether she could get into the draw. Now the conversation is about how far she can go after getting there. That is a completely different psychological position. A player fighting for entry is asking for an opportunity. A player with a place among the world's best is creating demand. And Alex has created enormous demand. That demand was impossible to miss during the North American hardcourt swing. In Toronto, Filipino supporters packed the stands and transformed her matches into celebrations of national pride. Fans traveled long distances. Flags appeared throughout the stadium. The noise became part of the experience. And Alex responded with the kind of performances that made the atmosphere even bigger. One of the clearest examples was a battle with Katie McNally. Alex won 6-3, 5-7, 6-4 after 2 hours and 39 minutes. The match was important because she did not win by cruising from the opening point. She lost a set. She faced pressure. She had to reset. And she found a way through. That ability to recover may be one of the most valuable improvements in her game. A young player can dominate when everything is working. A mature player learns how to win when nothing feels easy. Alex is increasingly showing the second quality. That matters enormously at a Grand Slam. Because in New York, there will be moments when the serve disappears. There will be moments when an opponent catches fire. There will be moments when the crowd becomes overwhelming. There will be moments when the body is tired and the legs feel heavy. The question is not whether Alex will experience those moments. She will. The question is what she does immediately afterward. That is where her tactical development becomes fascinating. As a left-handed player, Alex naturally creates different patterns against right-handed opponents. Her serve can open the court in unusual directions, while her ability to change direction from the backhand side can force opponents into uncomfortable positions. But the biggest development may be a willingness to build points instead of rushing toward the finish. Hard courts reward clean ball striking, but they also punish impatience. If a player attacks too early, she can hand control back to the opponent. Alex has become increasingly comfortable waiting for the right moment. She can absorb pace. She can redirect it. She can extend rallies. And when an opening appears, she has the confidence to attack. That combination is dangerous because it creates uncertainty. An opponent cannot simply wait for Alex to make a mistake. They also cannot assume she will attack recklessly. She can change the rhythm of a point. She can move an opponent from side to side. And she can turn defense into offense faster than many players expect. That is one reason her rise has happened so quickly. But tennis is not only about tactics. It is also about belief. When Alex walked onto the court against Swiatek at Wimbledon, she was facing the defending champion. The pressure was enormous. Swiatek had already established herself as one of the defining players of her generation. Yet Alex did not play as though she was simply hoping to survive. She competed. She attacked. She stayed emotionally present. And when the opportunities arrived, she took them. That victory changed the ceiling of what people believed was possible. Suddenly, the US Open was no longer just another Grand Slam appearance. It became another opportunity to discover how high Alex could climb. But there is a new problem waiting for her in New York. Expectation. The first time a young player shocks the tennis world, there is freedom. Nobody expects anything. Every victory feels like a bonus. But once the trophies arrive, the expectations arrive with them. Now fans expect Alex to win. Media outlets expect another breakthrough. Sponsors see a rising commercial star. Tournament organizers see a major attraction. Opponents see a dangerous player. And that creates a completely different psychological environment. Alex will not simply be playing an opponent. She will be playing against the version of herself that everyone now expects to see. That is why this US Open could be one of the most revealing tournaments of her career. It will test whether she can carry attention without allowing attention to control her. And then there's mixed doubles. This may be one of the most fascinating parts of the entire tournament. Alex and Felix Auger-Aliassime have received a wild card into the 2026 US Open Mixed Doubles Championship. The field is loaded with major names. Novak Djokovic and Aryna Sabalenka headlined the draw. Elena Rybakina and Taylor Fritz are there. Iga Swiatek and Casper Ruud are there. Belinda Bencic and Flavio Cobolli are there. Amanda Anisimova and Lerna Tian are there. And defending champions Sara Errani and Andrea Vavasori are returning. So this is not simply a fun side event. The mixed doubles competition has been redesigned to create short, high-intensity matches featuring major stars. For Alex, it is another chance to compete under a different set of tactical conditions. The first-round teams receive $40,000, and the prize increases as teams advance, with the champions receiving $1 million per team. But the money is only part of the attraction. Experience may be even more valuable. Mixed doubles develops a different kind of tennis intelligence. Points happen faster. Returns come harder. Net play becomes more important. Positioning becomes critical. Communication has to be immediate. There is less time to think. That makes the partnership with Felix especially intriguing. Felix brings power, reach, experience, and a huge serve. Alex brings movement, anticipation, left-handed angles, and a fan base that can completely change the atmosphere. At the net, the combination becomes even more interesting. If Felix forces a weak return, Alex can attack the next ball. If Alex creates an opening with her movement, Felix can finish. But the best mixed doubles teams are not simply two great singles players standing next to each other. They understand space. They understand patterns. They understand when to attack and when to protect. That will be the challenge for Alex and Felix, because their opponents will be just as dangerous. And Felix already understands another important factor: the crowd. He has openly joked about experiencing what it is like to have the Alex effect and fan base behind him. That comment says more than it first appears. Felix has competed in packed arenas around the world. He has reached Grand Slam semifinals. He has won ATP titles. He has represented Canada at the Olympics. Yet he knows Alex may be the player bringing the loudest support into the match. That is remarkable. And it shows how quickly Alex's popularity has grown. She is not simply building a fan base in the Philippines. She is creating a traveling audience. A community that appears in California, Canada, Washington, and New York. A community that turns ordinary tournament sessions into major events. For the US Open, that creates a huge opportunity. Because modern tennis is not only about who wins, it is also about who makes people care. Alex makes people care. That is why Butorac's role matters. As tournament director, he is responsible for the entire experience. The scheduling, the presentation, the atmosphere, the way fans encounter the stars, the stories that dominate the tournament. And Alex has become one of those stories. Her rise fits perfectly into the US Open's new approach to mixed doubles and fan engagement. But there is a deeper reason this matters. Alex represents a new kind of tennis audience. For many Filipino fans, tennis may have felt distant for years. Basketball has traditionally dominated the sporting conversation in the Philippines. But when Alex wins, that conversation changes. People who may not have watched every WTA tournament suddenly know the score. Families follow her matches. Young players see someone from their country competing against the best in the world. And supporters do not see Alex as a distant celebrity. They see someone representing them. That connection cannot be manufactured by a marketing campaign. It has to be earned. Alex earned it by winning, and then winning again, and then standing up after difficult losses. That is why the crowd follows her. It is not simply because she is Filipino. It is because she gives them something to believe in. That belief creates another challenge. The bigger the audience becomes, the heavier the expectations can feel. Alex has acknowledged that herself. There are moments when the attention feels heavy. There are moments when it feels fun. And there are moments when the whole experience is simply difficult to process. That may be the healthiest way to approach it. Because the biggest danger for a young athlete is believing the noise. The crowd can lift you. The media can elevate you. The sponsors can surround you. But eventually, the player has to walk onto the court alone. The opponent does not care about the headlines. The scoreboard does not care about the expectations. Every point begins at zero. That is the beauty of this moment. Alex has already changed what Filipino tennis can look like. Now she has the chance to show what comes next. New York will be loud. The pressure will be enormous. The opponents will be ready. But so will Alex. And when she steps onto the court, the question will no longer be whether she belongs. It will be how far she can go. The world is watching.